the most awaited, very important and very interesting concept in entire Git course is Git branching. We have been keep on postponing this concept from many days and the time is over, and today I'm going to talk about Git branching. Since Git branching is going to be very important concept in the entire Git course, if you would like to work along with me, the first thing that you'll need to do is to create a folder with the name SureshTechs. That's of your choice. You can basically create folder of your choice, but creating the same folder will keep you away from the confusion. So let's try to create a folder with the name SureshTechs, and then let's keep three files inside that. One being home.html, two about.html, and the third one is address.html. So I have done that already. Let me show that. So I have a folder called Git projects. Inside that I have created another folder called branching. Inside that I have a project which is nothing but SureshTechs, and inside that I have three files such as home.html, about.html, and address.html. So let me quickly open up home.html in the notepad, and you can see this is a simple file, which is a simple HTML file which has HTML body and then h1 tag. In the h1 tag I've just added SureshTechs, and then I have a simple paragraph inside that. Okay, so if you would like to work along with me, try to add a file with the name home.html, and inside that have this data added. Okay, and you can see at the right I just have all kinds of programming languages. Okay, so try to add the same kind of data, and similarly let me open up about.html. So in the about.html again I just have a simple h2 tag which says about, and then I have a simple paragraph. Okay, and similarly let me open up address.html. Okay, we have address.html where I have h3 tag and then a pre tag which is nothing but an address. Okay, you can look here SureshTechs, and then everywhere this is my address actually, and I'm just saying that I'm everywhere. Okay, I'm just kidding. So I could see here everywhere, and this is my email address, tech.suresh.yadav. Okay, so I'm going to just close it now. Okay, so if you would like to work along with me, try to keep the same data in three files and get ready. So the next thing that I would like to do is to initialize it with the Git. So if you don't know what an initialization is all about, if you ever like to manage your project with the Git, the first thing that you'll need to do is to initialize your existing project with the Git. So whenever you will initialize your project with the Git, it is going to provide you a folder called .git, which is a hidden folder. So I'm going to show that currently. But just remember that if you ever wanted to manage the project using Git, the first thing that you will need to do is to initialize the project with the Git. Okay, so I'm going to open up Git Bash now. So I'll open Git Bash. So the Git Bash is opening. Yeah, so the Git Bash is opened. So I have the project in Git projects. So I'm going to move to Git projects by using a command called cd. Cd is nothing but change directory. Okay, inside that I have a folder called branching, right? So if I say ls here, I have a project called SureshTechs. So let me say SureshTechs. Okay, so now if I say ls, these are the three files which are part of this project. Okay, so I'm going to just clear it once. Okay, so I've just cleared. Clear is nothing but a console clear. It's not going to delete any of the project files. Okay, it's just a console clear. Okay, that's fine. So now I'm going to initialize this project with the Git. But before doing that, let me just say Git status. As you know, Git status is going to provide the current status of the project, right? So if I say Git status, it is going to say that it's not a Git repository, because it's not a Git repository because we haven't initialized this project with the Git. So now I'm going to do something called Git init, because I'm initializing Git with the existing project. So I'll say enter. Look at here. So it said initialized empty Git repository, right? So now our project have something called .git folder. Now if I open up my Explorer, look at here, there is a new folder got added. In your case, if you are not able to see that, then you should go to the view which is on the top and then try to check this box, because this is a hidden file, you can't see that. So in case if you have checked this box, then you could able to see the .git folder, and the .git folder is going to be really important, because this is the folder which is going to manage your entire project, and it is going to be automatically added whenever you initialize the project with the Git. or whenever you clone any of the project from a remote repository. Okay, in both the cases you will be getting this particular folder. Now that your project has been initialized with the Git, now if you closely observe the screen, you should find a difference. Look at here at the right side, there is something you could see, right? What is this? You could see there is a master, right? What is this master is all about? Because earlier, before initializing this project with the Git, we couldn't see master at the right side, right? But after initializing your project with the Git, you could see something added at the right side which says master. What is this master? Before talking about the master, I would like to tell you a small story. Say for example, you want to build a dream house, right? You want to construct a dream house. So what is the first thing or what is the main thing that you need if you would like to construct a home? The first thing that you need is a piece of land. So consider this is a piece of land where you would like to construct your dream house. Consider this is your front portion and consider this is your back portion. Now if you would like to build something inside your home, say for example you would like to construct a playing room here, and somewhere here you would like to construct a kitchen, and somewhere at the end you would like to construct a bathroom. Playing room is basically used to play the games, and a kitchen is used to cook, and similarly at the end bathroom, and you know what you're gonna do inside that. I'm going to give any comments on top of that. Okay. Okay, so in this way you are going to create different rooms inside your dream house, right? Now just imagine that if you would like to create or if you would like to build your dream house, what is the first or what is the main thing that you need? Of course it's a piece of land, right? The first thing that you need is a piece of land. That's why I'll call this piece of land as main line, because if I don't have the land I could not build my dream house, right? That's why I'll call this land as main line, because it is very important. So I will call this land as the main line and other rooms as different features. Different features in the sense they are going to provide different kinds of facilities inside our dream house. So if you compare the same story with Git branching, the first thing that you need is a land, which is nothing but a master branch. That's why whenever you clone a project or whenever you initialize an existing project with the Git, the first thing that you will get is a master branch. So that master is nothing but a branch. So if you compare this story with the Git branching, if you would ever like to contribute towards a project or if you would like to manage any project with the Git, the first thing that you will get or the first thing that you will need is a master branch. Once you get a master branch, you are going to create different kinds of features using different feature branches. So try to remember this example throughout the Git branching concept. Now let's talk about commit. Okay, so let me open Git bash. So we are in the master branch. Okay, so I'm going to talk a little bit more about it, but just give me some time. Now if I say ls, okay, so it is going to list up all the different files which are part of this project. Okay, so I'm going to just clear it once. If I say git status, okay, so it is going to list up all the files which are in the untracked state because they are not yet added. Okay, so now I am going to go ahead and do git add followed by dot. So dot is going to recursively add all the different files which are part of untracked. Okay, so if I say git add space dot, okay, enter. Okay, what happens now if I say git status? Look at here, all these files are staged. You can see at the right side it is saying that use git rm to unstage. That means these files are in the staged state now. If you're confused about what a staged state is, please look at our earlier tutorials. Okay, so now I'm going to go ahead and give a commit. Okay, so here I'm going to use an inline commit. If you have followed our earlier tutorials regarding the commits, I used to do this. Whenever you say git commit and then enter, it is going to open up the default editor, which is basically the VI editor. And in case if you have followed our earlier tutorials and integrated notepad++ with the git, it is going to open up notepad++ where you will need to provide the git commit message. But for now I want everyone to be on the same platform. I'm going to give inline commit. So for that I'm going to provide git commit followed by -m. M here stands for message, and then followed by double quotes I'm going to provide initial commit, because this is the first commit that I am going to do in my project. Of course I'll use initial commit, but it's all your choice. You can provide any message that you would like to. So I'm going to press enter. Okay, this is our first commit. That's why you can see here root commit. At any time the first commit is named as root commit. Okay, that's why it is called root commit. Okay, and in the down if you see 3 files changed and there is something called create mode. Okay, so I'm going to talk about all these, but before that I am going to just say git log once. Okay, look at here. So whenever I say git log, it is going to provide all the commits that are happened in your project. Okay, so far we have done single commit, that's why it is showing up one commit. And if you look closely here on the top, you have a commit followed by a commit id. It is a 40 character commit id which is going to have all the information regarding this particular commit. And at the down you can see something called author. Okay, and in the down you have a date when this particular commit has happened, and similarly we have the commit message. Okay, and in the right you could see something called head which is pointing towards master. So just give me some time to explain regarding this. Okay, but for now let's talk about commit itself. I'm going to talk about it, but just give me some time. Okay, so now if you wanted to know a little bit more information regarding this commit, you will have to provide git log followed by pretty, and then you can say full. So whenever you say full, it is going to provide you a little bit more information regarding that commit. Okay, look at here. Earlier we just had author, but now along with the author we have got committer also. So the main difference between an author and a committer is that author is the one who has created the project, whereas committer is the one who has done that particular commit. So that's the main difference between an author and a committer. And along with that we will be having the commit message that we have provided to this particular commit. Okay, now let me open up my presentation and let's compare the same commit here in your visualization. Look at here. So this is a commit. Okay, it has an author, it has a committer, and it has a commit message, and I'll call a commit as a snapshot. Okay, why am I calling this commit as a snapshot? Because commit is going to have all the changes that you have done for that particular commit. Okay, and as you know, commit is going to have an id. So here I have represented this particular commit with this particular id. Okay, basically we will be having 40 characters commit id, but I have just shortened it here just for the representation purpose. Okay, and here if you see there is something called tree, right? You could see here there is something called tree. What does this tree represent? If you remember, whenever we have done our first commit, right, we have added 3 files: one home.html, 2 about.html, and 3 address.html. So whenever you have done that commit, it has created 3 blobs for you, because these are the new files. It is going to create you 3 blobs, and each blob is going to have an id. Look at here, each blob is having an id. Now all of these 3 blobs are going to be added to a tree. Okay, so in that way it is going to generate a tree. If you look at here, it is a tree which has all the blobs information. Okay, and this tree is also going to have an id, and this id will be passed to this tree. In that way a commit is going to have all the changes that were happened for that particular commit. So remember that commit will always have the changes that you have done for that particular commit. And just remember that commit sometimes also called as snapshot. Okay, so commit will always have the changes that you have done for that particular commit. Okay, now I am going to do some changes, or I am going to do some tasks. The first task that I am going to do is to update the home page. Okay, so my task is to change the title from SureshTechs to SureshTechs YouTube, and then I'll have to commit the code, and this I'll have to do under home page. Okay, so for that I'm going to open my Git bash, and I'm going to just say ls once. Okay, so I have SureshTechs in home.html. Okay, now I have different kinds of options to modify this file. I can either use default vi editor, or I can use any of the editor which I have configured with, which is basically the notepad++ which we have done earlier. So in that way I have different kinds of options available if I would like to modify any of the files. But for now I am going to go ahead and open the file explorer. Okay, so I am going to open the file explorer. Okay, so home.html and I'm going to open it with the notepad++. So look at here. So this is what the title we have already, which is SureshTechs, and the task is to change SureshTechs to SureshTechs YouTube, right? So I'm going to change it to YouTube, then control save. Okay, control S, which is nothing but to save. Now if I say git status, okay, so now I'm going to say git status. Look at here, it will show that the home.html file is modified because it's modified, right? So I'm going to just clear it once, which is basically clearing the console. Okay, so I've just cleared it. I'm going to just say git status again, right? This is modified. Now what I'll have to do, I'll have to commit this change. Okay, so I'm going to do that, git commit followed by -m. Okay, so just remember, you can either use git commit and then you can provide the message out there in that editor which gets opened, or you can also use inline commit. Okay, so but for now I'm going to use inline commit. So git commit -m followed by, I'll just say updated home page, done, enter. Sorry, not staged. Yes, the first thing we have to do before doing a commit is to add it. Okay, git add followed by home.html, done. Now you could say git commit -m followed by updated home page, done, enter. Now the commit has been done. Now if you say git log, you could see two commits, because earlier we have done one commit which is nothing but the initial commit, and now updated home page, right? So you could see two commits, right? So these are the two commits. This is the initial commit and this is the second commit which happened just now. Okay, so in this way you could see different number of commits. Now let me go back to my presentation. Okay, so this is what we have done. We have added one more commit. So if you remember, this is our earlier commit, right? So this is our earlier commit which has this particular ID. Now this is our new commit, okay, which is nothing but updated home page. Okay, so now if you look at here, right, if you closely observe, there is a difference between first commit and a second commit. Look at the parent. We don't have a parent here. Instead we have a parent to the second commit. So what you need to understand from here, at any time your first commit will not have a parent. Look at here, this is your first commit, that's why it is not having a parent, and the corresponding commits are the sequential commits. Okay, the sequential commits will be having a parent ID of the previous commit. If you look at here, this parent is nothing but the commit ID of the previous commit. Look at here, so the commit ID of the first commit is 5D98 and which is pointing to this particular commit. Okay, look at here. So in this way, so your second commit would be derived from your first commit. That's why the parent of the second commit is nothing but the commit ID of the previous commit. So now we have done two commits. Okay, and now I'm going to do one more task which is nothing but updating the about page. Okay, so earlier I have about as a title in my about page. Now I'm going to change it to about SureshTechs. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead to File Explorer and I'm going to open up about.html. Okay, so look at here, so I have about, I'll need to change it to about SureshTechs. So I'm going to change it to SureshTechs, done. Now if I say git status, okay, look at here, so I'm going to just clear it once so that we go up. I'll say git status. Okay, look at here, this has been modified, right? So if I just say git add dot, okay, it is going to take up all the files and it is going to add. Okay, otherwise you could also do git add about.html, anything is fine. So I'm going to say git add about.html and enter. Okay, now if you say git status, it will change to red color because it's been in the staged state. Now you will need to commit it. Okay, so I'm going to just say updated about page, done. I'm going to press enter. Now we have done three commits. Now if you say git log, it is going to provide you three commits. Okay, so at any time whenever you say git log, it is going to provide you all the different commits which happened in your project, and that too in a reverse chronological order. That means the recent commits will be shown in the top. Okay, that's why you could see updated about page which is on the top. Okay, so now if I go back to my presentation, let's compare it now. So earlier we have commit 1 and then the commit 2. Now I would like to ask a small question. What would be the parent ID of next commit? I'm going to give a small pause here. Try to think. Yes, it's 4AE12 because that's what the commit ID of the second commit. That's why the parent of the next commit would be 4AE12 because the third commit is going to be derived from the second commit. So this is how the commits are going to be formed. So the commits are going to have all the changes that were happened till that commit. Along with that commits, it is going to store the information of the previous commits. Now we are familiar with what a commit and what a master is all about. Let's talk about branch. Branch is nothing but a pointer. Looks weird? Are you wondering? Yes, I'll prove that. Branch is nothing but a pointer. Okay, it's a pointer to the commit. It's a pointer to one of the commit. Now we have done 3 commits, right? Now let me show up what exactly a pointer is all about. So now let me open up Git Bash. Okay, so I'm going to just clear it once. I'll say Git Log. Okay, so if you see, if you look at here, okay, it is showing up a large amount of data. So I would like to shorten this. If I would like to shorten it, I'll have to say Git Log followed by one line. Okay, now look at here. Git log one line has provided us a shortened data, right? Look at here, it has just given us 3 lines. Now if you closely observe here, where is your master branch? Look at here, this is your first commit and this is your second commit and this is your third commit, and your master branch is pointing to the third commit, which is nothing but it is pointing to a commit. Okay, as I said earlier, branch is nothing but a pointer to a commit, and the same thing I'm showing up here. Branch is pointing to a commit. So remember that branch is nothing but it's a pointer which points to a commit. Okay, which will always points to a commit. That's a note point. Please try to remember that. Okay, now what is this head? Okay, so just give me some more time to talk about it, but for now just remember that branch is nothing but a pointer which points to a commit. Then why is it pointing to the last commit, right? That's the confusion. So if you would have run this git log one line before doing this third commit, your master would be pointing to the latest commit, which is nothing but the second commit at that time. So the branch will always point to the latest commit. Okay, look at here, your branch will point to the latest commit. Now if I would like to show that visually, if you remember, this is our first commit and then we have done a second commit which was derived from the first commit. Now if you would have run git log at this particular point of time, it is going to show up master pointing to this particular commit. Okay, and then we have done a third commit and then we have run git log and it is now pointing towards the third commit. So just remember that at any time your branch is going to point towards the latest commit. Okay, now I have a small website. So now I have a project requirement and the project is to develop SureshTechs website. Okay, so this is a website which looks something like this. You could see here, this is the project which has SureshTechs YouTube channel as a header, and then in the left side I have something called home, Java, HTML, CSS. It's basically a side navigation bar, and then in the right side I have a welcome title. Okay, if you just read it, hi everyone, welcome to SureshTechs. Yes, welcome to our channel. We're happy to see you here in the Git tutorials. Yes, I'm very happy to see you here, and try to do this, subscribe to our channel. Okay, I'm just kidding. So if you really like it, try to do it because that's going to motivate me to do more and more. Okay, so now consider that this is a project that we are going to work on. So when this project has been given to a team of 3 members, each member is going to work on different kinds of features. Maybe person X is going to work on the header, person Y is going to work on the side navigation, and person Z is going to work on the welcome title which is there in the right side, right? So in this way the developers are going to share their work among themselves. Now consider Ramu has to work on the side navigation bar, right? The side navigation bar, I'll also call it as side menu. So if you ever want to develop a different feature in your project, you will need to create a different branch. Basically you will be having a master branch, but you should never work directly inside your master branch. You should always create your own separate branch, which is also called as feature branch. Okay, so in this case Ramu has to work on side menu. That's why he's going to create a new branch with the name side menu. So if you wanted to create a branch, the command that we use to create a branch is git branch followed by the branch name. So in this case it is git branch followed by side menu, because that's what Ramu is going to work on. So now I'm going to open up git bash. Okay, so currently we have a branch called master, right? And one more thing I would like to tell here is that at any time you will be seeing the branch that you are currently in. Since you are currently in the master branch, it is showing up as master, but in case in future if you change to some other branch, it is going to change to that particular branch. So I'm going to show that, but I'm just giving you a small hint before doing that. Okay, so now I'm going to just clear it once. Okay, so now what we will have to do, we'll have to create a branch. So for that I'm going to say git branch followed by the branch name. I'm going to say side menu. Okay, I'm going to press enter. Now you might be wondering why this name has not changed, right? That's because we have created a branch but we haven't moved to that branch. Okay, so now if I say git log followed by one line, look at here, there is a small difference. Earlier we just have master, but now we also have side menu, because that's the branch which you have created, right? That's why that branch is also listing up here, and the master branch and the side menu both are pointing to the same commit. Look at here, both are pointing to the same commit. So now you have two branches, one master and one side menu. So let me show that visually. Okay, so this is what happened so far. You have three number of commits and your master is pointing to the third commit. And now we have created a branch called side menu, which is also pointing towards the same commit. Now I would like to talk on this head section. Now tell me, we have two branches. One is master and one is side menu. And you are in which branch currently? You are in master branch, right? Now let's talk about this head. Now you have two branches. One is master and one is side menu. But currently you are in which branch? You are in the master branch. That's what this head is pointing towards. At any time this head is going to be there with the current branch. Since you are in the master branch currently, that's why this head is pointing towards master. Now what I'm going to do is, let me show that in visually. Okay, so this is what we have currently. Since we are in the master branch, that's why this is pointing towards master. Look at here, this is pointing towards master. Now what I'm going to do, I'm going to move to the new branch which we have created, which is nothing but side menu. Okay, so I'm going to say git checkout followed by the branch name. So the main use of git checkout is to move to a new branch. Okay, so we have created side menu branch and I'm moving towards that branch, which is nothing but git checkout followed by the branch name. Okay, now please observe this. Okay, done. Look at the right side. Okay, you have been moved to a new branch called side menu. That means currently you are in which branch? You are in side menu. And now if I say git log one line, okay, done. Look at here, where is your head pointing towards? Your head is pointing towards side menu. That's because you are currently in the side menu. So that's the main use of this head. Head will always point towards the current branch which you are in. Since you are in the side menu, that's why your head is pointing towards the side menu. Okay, now this is what happened. Okay, you have used git checkout to move towards a branch and you have moved to a side menu branch. That's why your head is pointing towards your side menu. Okay, and then what happens is that whenever you do more number of commits, your branch is going to move. Okay, so as you commit, your branch is going to move. Okay, so now I'm going to show that. And if you remember earlier, Rami is working on side menu, right? So he's trying to create a file inside this. Okay, so if I say ls, okay, we could see all the different files which are part of this particular branch. Now Ramu wants to create a new file with the name nav underscore bar, okay, which is basically the navigation bar. Okay, so I'm going to say vi followed by nav underscore bar dot html file. So in this case, either you can open your file explorer and create a new file, or you can use the default vi editor, or else you can also use notepad++, which you have configured earlier. But now I want everyone to be on the same platform. I'm going to use vi editor. Okay, I'm going to press enter. Okay, so if you look at here, this is a new file. You can see in the down, this is saying that we are in the new file called nav underscore bar.html. If you ever would like to add any data, the first thing that you will need to do is to go to an insert mode. So for that you will need to press I in your keyboard. Okay, so now you could see at the down we are in the insert mode where you can add the data. Okay, so now I'll say HTML followed by HTML. Okay, and then I'm going to provide a body, so I'll say body. Okay, and inside that I'm going to provide a small h1 tag which says what do we say, I'll say side menu, because we are working on the side menus. Okay, so and I'm going to close it h1, sorry, h1. Okay, this is done, right? So I am going to press escape followed by shift colon wq. Here w stands for write and q stands for quit. So we are basically writing the data and then quitting out of vi editor. Okay, I'm going to press enter. Now look at here. Okay, if I say git status, okay, it will show up as a new file. Okay, git add new file because it is in the untracking state. Okay, so now if I say git log, will there be any change? No, right? I'll say git log one line. Okay, okay, look at here, there is no change because we haven't done any number of commit. Okay, what I'm going to do is if I say git status, it is going to show up this. I'll say git add followed by nav underscore bar.html. Done. Okay, that file has been added, and I'll say git commit followed by -m, which is basically the inline commit, and I will say added side menu. Okay, added side menu, right? Done. So now I have done a new commit, and now if I say git log one line, okay, can you imagine what happens? Okay, let me show up. Git log one line. Okay, done. Look at here. Earlier, okay, if I go back, maybe you can find. Look at here. This is our earlier output, right? Where we have the side menu and the master pointing to the same commit, and the head is pointing towards the side menu because we are in the side menu branch. Okay, but the note point here is that side menu and the master are pointing to the same commit earlier. But now side menu moved up. Look at here, side menu is on the top. Okay, side menu is on the top, and of course the head will point towards the side menu because we are currently in the side menu branch. Okay, but the note point here is that it has been moved, but the master is still there at the same place. Look at here, 8974C F0, right? Look at here. So the master is at the same commit, but the side menu has been moved to a new commit because we have done a commit in side menu branch. Since I have done a new commit in the side menu branch, the side menu branch has been moved to the top. Now I would like to show that visually. Okay, this is what happened. Okay, this is what was there earlier, and I have done a new commit, and now my side menu is now pointing towards this latest commit. So what you have understood from this, at any time whenever you make a new commit, your branch is going to point towards that particular commit, which is nothing but the latest commit. Okay, now what I am going to do, I am going to switch back to the master branch. Okay, so this is what happened. So now I am in the side menu branch. Now I am going to switch back to my master branch. But before switching back to the master branch, I would like to tell few points. Earlier, you started working with a master branch and you have got 3 files. Now in your side menu, which is basically a new feature which you are adding, which is nothing but side menu, and you have added a file called nav underscore bar. If I say ls, you could see that, right? We have nav underscore bar. But whenever you move from one branch to the other branch, your changes will not be there in that branch. Remember, your changes will be there in the side menu, but your changes will not be there in your master branch because that's a complete different branch, and your side menu is also a different branch. That's why whenever I switch back to master branch, nav underscore bar dot html will not be there. Okay, now So I am going to switch back to master. If I wanted to switch back to any of the branch, okay, since currently you are in the side menu, if you would like to switch back to the master, again you will have to use a command called git checkout followed by the branch name. Since I would like to move to the master branch, I will say git checkout followed by the master. Now what I have done, I have moved to a branch called master. Okay, now if I say ls, look at here, I have only 3 files because nav underscore bar is not part of this branch. And the note point here is that that file was not deleted. That file is still there, but that is there in a different branch, which is nothing but side menu. Okay, now if I say git log, okay, now if I say git log one line, just imagine what will happen. You can't imagine because you might or might not be knowing about it, but yeah, there will be a wide thing which you will observe. Okay, so I'm going to press enter. Look at here, what happened? You could see only 3 commits and there is no side menu. What happened to side menu? Side menu is there, but the git log command will not show up all the commits which were part of different number of branches. In our case currently we have 2 branches called master and the side menu, and it is not going to show up all the different commits which are part of different branches. For that you will need to provide one more param with the log command. Okay, along with this one line you will have to provide something called all. So whenever you provide all, it is going to provide you all the different commits which are part of different branches. Okay, now you could see side menu branch is also showing up, but one more change has happened. Since you are in the master branch, your head is pointing towards your master branch. Okay, so this is what we have done now. Okay, we have been switched back to the master. We have done a checkout, and the note point here is that switching the branches changes files. And then we have done a git log which haven't shown up all the different commits. For that we have done all. Okay, we have used a parameter called all which has shown up everything, and this is what happened visually. Earlier we have 3 number of commits, commit 1, commit 2, and then the commit 3, and master was pointing towards that commit, and then we have made a different commit so that your side menu was pointing towards that commit. And then what happened, we have done checkouting to the master, and then the head was moved to the master again. That means head will always point towards the current branch which you are in. Okay, since we are in the master branch currently, the head is pointing towards the master. Now I'm going to do few more changes in my master branch. Okay, now let me do some kind of changes in the master. Okay, for that, okay, so I'm currently in the master branch. So if I say ls, I could see different kinds of files here. Okay, so done. So I'm going to just clear it once. Let me do ls once again, and we have all these different files. Okay, let me open up about.html. Okay, I'll say about.html with vi editor, and I'm going to press enter. So if you'd like to modify this file, the first thing that you'll need to do is to go to the insert mode. For that I'll have to press I in my keyboard button, and I'm in insert mode now. So I could able to do the changes now. So we could see here we have h2 title is about SureshTechs, and then we have a paragraph we teach C, C++, Java, C#, Python, web technologies. But where is Git? We are teaching Git and we don't have Git here. Let me add that. That's my modification. That's great, right? Because we are working on Git and we are adding Git. It would basically work like that because script was added by me. Okay, anyway, so we have of course updated the about.html, and I'm going to press escape so that we go to the escape mode. So I'm going to write and quit now. For that I'm going to say shift colon followed by WQ, which is nothing but writing and quitting. Okay, so I'm going to do that. Okay, so the modification is done. So for that, if I say git status, we could see about.html has been modified, and just remember we are in the master branch. Okay, so now I'll have to add it. Okay, I'll have to add it for a commit, right? So I'll say git add followed by about.html, and if I say git status, we can see it is in the green color because it has been staged. Now I'll say git commit followed by -m, and then I'll say updated about page by adding git, something like that. You can of course mention whatever you would like to. Okay, I'm going to press enter. Now if you look at here, so the commit has been done. Now if I say git log, okay, so I'm going to share that git log followed by online followed by all, because I would like to get all the information, right? So I'll give enter. Now if you look at here, right, this is what happened earlier. You have one commit and then you have done second commit and the third commit, and then you have created a side menu, and then you have been moved to a master branch where you have done a commit. That's why you have a fifth commit. Okay, if you would like to see that, if you'd like to see that graphically, right, there is one more thing that you could pass to the git log. Okay, along with this one line and all, there is something called graph. Okay. It is going to provide you the graphical representation of the output. So I'm going to press enter. Now look at here. So what happened earlier, you have three number of commits, right? You have an initial commit and then updated home page and then updated about page, and then what you have done, you have created a different branch which is nothing but side menu branch, that is for the side menu, and then you have added nav underscore bar inside that. And then what you have done after doing that, you have again moved to the master branch, because and then you have, and then what you have done, you have again moved back to the master branch. From the master branch you have done one more commit which is nothing but updating the home page. That's why if you see this particular line, okay, this particular line is pointing to the up where you have a new commit, and your head is pointing towards the master, and your master is pointing to the latest commit in that branch, and that is nothing but updated about page by adding git. Okay, I think now you are clear on this. At any time your head is going to point towards your current branch, and similarly your branch is going to point towards a commit. That's why I said branch is nothing but a pointer which points towards a commit. Okay, now let me show that visually. Okay, this is what we have done. We have done a commit, and this is how the flow happened after a new commit in the master. So earlier this is what the case. So you have three commits, and your master was pointing towards your third commit. Okay, because you were at the side menu and then you have moved back to the master, that's why your head was pointing towards your third commit, and then you have done a fifth commit, and once you have done the fifth commit, your master is going to move towards the fifth commit. So this is how your branch is going to move towards the different new commits that you will be doing. Okay, now earlier you have created a branch, but when you have created a branch, you have followed a two-step process. One, to create the branch, and the next one is to move towards that branch, which is nothing but git branch followed by the branch name to create the branch, and then git checkout followed by the branch name to move towards that branch. But there is one more simpler way, which is going to create the branch at the same time which is going to move to that branch. Okay, that is nothing but git checkout minus b followed by the branch name. It is going to create the branch name, and at the same time it is going to check out to that branch name. Okay, so I am going to create one more branch that is for the main section. If you remember our SureshTechs website, okay, there is something called header on the top, and then side menu in the left side, and then we have a right side main content, right? So I'm going to work on that. So for that I'm going to create a new branch, and I'm going to call that branch name as main section. Okay, so for that I am going to use this particular command which is going to create the branch, at the same time it is going to move towards that branch. Okay, so earlier if you remember, we created and then again we used a command called git checkout to move to that branch, but now the case is different. Okay, and look at here, we are in the master. Now I'm going to use git checkout followed by minus b, okay, and then followed by the branch name. Okay, so I'll say main section. Okay, done. What happens now? You can see at the right side there will be a branch name called main section. Look at here, in the right side you have something called, okay, in the right side you have something called main section, because you have been moved to a new branch. Now just imagine, will your nav underscore bar will be present in this particular branch? No, because you have created this branch from the master branch, you will not be getting that file. Whatever there in the master, you will be getting only those files. That's why if I say ls here, you could see only those files here. Okay, so that means if you ever create any of the branch from a specific branch, you will be getting all those files which are part of the existing branch into your new branch that you have created. Okay, since we have created main section from the master branch, I have got all these three files which are part of the master branch. So now I am going to do some changes in my main section branch. So I could see here different files, right? About.html, address.html and home.html. And for the main section, I would like to change something inside my home.html. For that, I'll try to open up home.html. But before doing that, let me try to say git status just to make sure that nothing has been done. Yeah. So working tree is clean. Okay. So I'll open up home.html. Okay, so this is what I have, and I'm going to change to the insert mode by pressing the I button. Okay, so this is what we have. We have a paragraph called new way of teaching is the agenda. Yes, of course, we are here to teach all kinds of programming languages, and we are on the way to create more videos and more knowledge to share. And there is a dot. I would like to add something here. So I'll say please subscribe, please subscribe. Okay, so this is what I have added. So if you haven't done whatever I have just added, please try to do that. It's like a motivation for me to do more and more videos, that's all. Okay, thank you. So I have changed it, and basically I have updated it. So I would like to say, I would like to press escape. Okay, and I'm going to say shift colon followed by WQ, which is nothing but write and quit. Okay, done. Okay, so now if I say git status, I would see there will be a modified file. So I'll say git add followed by dot, right? This is to add. But what happened, I wanted to do few more changes, but meanwhile I have got a call from my manager saying that there is an urgent fix he need, because there is a problem at the production server, that in the address.html file I have given the address email ID is little bit wrong. Okay, I have provided wrong information. So I've got a call from my manager, and I would like to do that change currently. But for that, whatever the changes I am currently doing, will they go away or will they vanish? No, I am going to save those changes by creating a commit. So what I'll do is, since I have modified this home.html, I will try to add it, and then I will try to create a commit, because whenever I'll create a commit, that information is going to be saved in my current branch. Okay, so for that I am going to create a commit, and then I'll move to the master branch where I am going to do the changes for that critical fix. Okay, so I'll say git commit -m followed by updated main section. Okay, done. So I have done this commit. So now if I say git log one line graph, look at here. So what happened? And I'll have to provide so sorry, so I'll say git log one line all, and I'll say graph also. Okay, now if you look at here, so first three commits are fine, and then we have created a new branch called the side menu where we have done one commit, and then we have moved back to the master branch, created and then commit, and then made a new commit. Okay, after that we have been moved to a new branch called the main section where we have done a commit, and we are currently in the main section branch, right? That's why your head is pointing towards the main section branch. And now I would like to move to the master branch. Okay, so I'll say git checkout followed by the master. Okay, done. I have been moved to the master branch. Now just tell me, if I open up home.html, will I find the changes which I have done in the main section? No, those changes will be part of the main section. So that's why if I say ls, and if I see, or if I open up home.html, look at here, I am going to open up home.html. Look at here, that please subscribe, whatever we have added under that main section branch is not here, because it's part of that branch. Okay, so I am going to just come back. For that I am going to say shift colon followed by quit. I'm not writing anything because I haven't done any changes, and I don't want to do that too. Okay, for that I'm going to just say shift colon followed by Q, and I'm going to press enter. Okay, so I think you are clear on this part. So whatever the changes we will do for that particular branch will be part of that branch. Okay, now the fix or the critical issue that my manager have told me is to update the address.html file. Okay, let me open up the address.html file. Okay, so I'm going to open the address.html file, and this is what I have. Look at here. So I'm going to the insert mode, look at here, I have tech.suresh yadam and I have forgot to add @gmail.com, and which is breaking at the production server. Okay, so many of the people, so many of the clients have been calling to my manager and he has asked me to fix this issue as soon as possible. So for that I'm going to do this change currently. But remember, I have told you earlier, never do changes in your master branch. Try to create a new branch for all the fixes or all the new features that you come across. So for that I'm not going to do any change here. I'm going to press escape and then Q. Q is to quit. Okay, now what I'm going to do, I'm going to create a new branch just for that fix. Okay, so I'll say git checkout -b followed by the branch name which I would like to give for that email fix. So I'll just say email followed by fix. Okay, git checkout -b followed by email fix, which is a new branch. Okay, done, enter. So what happened, I have created a new branch and I have moved to that branch. Now if I say git log followed by one line all and then graph, look at here what happened. So these are the first three commits and then we have created a side menu. These are all fine. And if you look at here what happened, the email fix and the master both are pointing to the same commit. That's because I have created email fix branch from the master branch. That's why email fix and the master both are pointing to the same commit. Now I am going to do the changes inside my email fix branch. I am going to do a commit, and after doing that commit I will try to merge these changes into my master, which will be pushed to the remote repository. Okay, so now I am going to open up, before that I am going to say ls. Now let me open address.html. Okay, so I am going to do the changes here. I'll just add gmail.com. Okay, and done. Shift colon w, which is going to write and quit. Okay, done. So I'll have to say git status, git status. Okay, I could see one modified file, so I'll have to add it. Okay, I'll just say git add followed by address.html and I will commit it. Okay, git commit -m followed by I'll say email has been fixed. Okay, my manager will be happy now. Okay, and but before that I'll have to provide better comment, otherwise my manager is going to kill me. Okay, nice. Git commit -m followed by the commit message. I'm going to press enter. Done. So commit has been done. Now we have the changes in my email fix. Now what I'll have to do, I'll have to merge email fix branch into my master branch. So I'll have to look at merging concept. So now I have done a commit, right? So we could see that I have done a commit and I am in email fix branch. Okay, now if I say git log, but before that let me just clear it once. Okay, so I'll say git log followed by one line all and then graph. Okay, now if you look at here, this is what happened earlier. We have these three commits, this is fine, and then we have a main section. Okay, and then we moved back to the master, and from the master we have created a new branch called the email fix, and we have something called head because we are currently in the email fix branch, and this is the commit which we have done. Now what I am going to do is I am going to get these changes into my master. Okay, which is basically merging, right? But before doing any kind of merge, you will need to keep one thing in mind. You will have to move to the branch into which you would like to merge the changes into. So currently you are in a branch called email fix and you would like to merge this email fix branch into the master branch. That's why you will have to move to the master branch. So for that I am going to check out to the master branch. Okay, so I've checked out to the master branch, and now I could go ahead and merge email fix to the master branch. But before doing that, let me just say git log one more time. Okay, git log one line all, I'll say graph. Done. Now if you look at here, okay, so you are under master because your head is pointing towards the master and you have email fix on top of that which has a commit. Okay, just keep a note of it. So I'm going to do a merge. Okay, I'm going to just clear it once. I'm going to say git merge followed by the branch name that you would like to merge into the master, which is nothing but the email fix. But before doing that, let me just say ls and let me show up address.html once. Okay, so if you would like to see the data, just if you would like to see that data, you have to say cat is going to just show the data. So I'll say cat followed by the file name, which is nothing but the address.html in this case. Okay, I'll say enter. Look at here. If you look at here in the pre tag, we don't have @gmail.com because we haven't merged our email fix changes into our master. That's why here you could not see @gmail.com. Okay, now I am going to merge the email fix branch into the master branch. I'll say git merge followed by email fix. Done. Enter. Look at here. Look at here. You have got something called fast forward merge. This is called fast forward merge, and I'm going to talk about what a fast forward merge is all about. But what happened is that the merge was successful, and congratulations, because it's your first merge. Now if I say git log, okay, before doing that let me just say ls. I'll say cat address.html, and you should see @gmail.com should be here because this is what we have added. Okay, that's what we have merged the data from email fix to your master branch. Okay, now let me just clear it once, and I'll say git log one line followed by all and then followed by graph. Okay, enter. Now if you see, okay, you have master and email fix, both are pointing to the same commit. Earlier you were having a commit in your email fix, right? Where was that commit? Right, that's the question here. What happened was that whenever you have done a merge, okay, it has created completely a new commit for you. That's what this 630dbd is all about. Okay, the fast forward merge is nothing but it is going to create you a different complete new commit id. Okay, and you will be pointing towards that particular commit. Okay, that's what happened here. It has created a new commit using your two earlier commits. Okay, so this is called fast forward merge. Okay, and since your changes are in the master branch and your master and your email fix both are pointing to the same commit, there is no use of your email fix. Okay, you could always go ahead and delete your email fix branch because it's not needed now, because you have the changes in your master. You could always push the changes to your remote repository. So I am going to delete this branch. So if you would ever like to delete a branch, you'll have to say git branch followed by -d. D here stands for deleting, and then followed by the branch name that you would like to delete. So I'll say email fix. Okay, done. Now you know how to delete a branch. Okay, now if you say git log followed by one line followed by all and graph, done. Look at here. Okay, email fix is nowhere because it has been deleted. So this is how you can delete a branch. And one more thing I would like to add here is that fast forward merge will happen in case if those commits will have a direct ancestor. Okay, direct ancestor is nothing but if you look at here, so you have this particular commit and its ancestor is this one, which is nothing but the earlier one, which is nothing but 8974CF0. And similarly for this particular commit, okay, the direct ancestor is the same thing, right? In that cases, if you make any kind of merges, it is going to give you a fast forward merge, and that's what happened in our current case. And now I am going to do some other changes and I am going to show you some other kind of merge. Okay, but what we have done so far, we have just deleted email fix. And if you remember, I was working in main section and I've got a call from my manager saying that to fix that email. Okay, I have done that. I have merged it to the master and then I've pushed it to the remote repository, and I will have to continue my work in the main section. Okay, for that I'll be moving to the main section now. So if you ever like to move to the different branch, what will you be doing? You will have to say git checkout followed by that branch name. Okay, so I'll have to say git checkout followed by main section. Okay, now I am in the main section. Okay, so now if I say ls, Look at here. So I have got all the files, and if you remember earlier I was doing the changes in the home.html, right? If I say cat home.html, you could see this is what I was doing, right? Please subscribe. Now I would like to complete my task. Okay, for that I will try to open up home.html. Okay, I home.html, and I will be going to the insert mode. So this is what I was doing earlier, right? Please subscribe. Okay, I have done that, and I would like to complete it by adding one more text, which is nothing but to do this. Okay, thank you if you have already done, and please try to do this because which is going to motivate me a lot. Okay, so I'm going to press escape and followed by shift colon WQ. Okay, so my task is done, and if I say git status, okay, so I've done the git status, and it's going to show up the modified file, which is nothing but the home.html. Okay, so now I'll have to add it. Okay, so I'll be adding it. I'll just say git add followed by dot, which is going to open, which is going to add everything, sorry, and then I'll say git commit followed by, I'll say updated main section done. Okay, all changes which are part of the main section has been done. Now I would like to ask one more question. If you remember earlier in our master, I have merged email fix, and once I have merged the email fix, okay, so the address.html has been modified to tech.sureshadam@gmail.com. Can you tell me, will I have that changes in my main section? Just I'm going to give a pause for some time. Just imagine you have done the changes in your master. Will those changes be part of main section? No, because you have created the main section branch before doing that merge. Okay, that's why you will not be having those changes here. So if I say cat followed by address.html, see, you will not be having that change, but that change will be part of your master branch. Okay, that's what. Now what I'm going to do, I am going to merge my main section into the master. Because I am done with my main section, I would like to merge this main section into the master branch, and then I will try to push it to the remote repository. So for that, what I'll have to do, the first thing I'll have to do is to check out to the master, because you'll have to check out to the branch into which you would like to merge. Okay, so for that I am going to check out to the master. Okay, so I'll check out to the master. Done. Now I am in the master. I would like to add my main section branch into the master, but before doing that, let me just say git log one line followed by all followed by graph. Now if you look at here, see, this is our master. Okay, this is our master, which has an ancestor of this CA15DFT is the ancestor of this master commit, and you were in main section, and this is the commit in that main section, and the direct ancestor of this commit is nothing. If you look at here, this is what, right? Okay, this is completely a new commit which is part of the main section, right? There is no direct ancestor to that, and the direct ancestor of this master is this, but the direct ancestor of this main section is not this, right? That's why if you try to merge, it is going to perform some other merge instead of the fast forward merge. Okay, now let me merge it. Git merge followed by main section. Look at here. Now the merge made by the recursive strategy. Earlier, if you remember, it is a fast forward strategy because both of the commits were having the direct ancestor. But in this case, since we don't have the direct ancestors, it has done a recursive strategy merge. Okay, we are successful in two cases. In the first case, merge was successful, and in the second case the merge was successful, but there are many cases where merge will be unsuccessful. So let's talk about it now. So far everything is nice because two of the merges were successful, but there are cases when there will be a merge conflicts. What do I mean by merge conflicts is here that, say for example, three people are working on a project. Okay, let's say if I say ls here, I have three files, right? I have about.html, address.html and home.html. Say for example, Deepak is working and Ramu is working on two different features. Say for example, Ramu has modified something in the about.html, and in the same place in the about.html, Deepak also changed something, and they would like to merge it, right? They would like to merge their both the branches. In that case, it is going to provide you merge conflict because both have done the changes in the same file at the same number of line, and merge tool is getting confused in taking the new changes, because Ramu has done the changes, Deepak has done the changes, but merge tool has to know which changes it has to take. Okay, so I'm going to show that in practical now. So for that, what I will be doing is that, if you remember earlier, we have created different branches and then we have done the different kinds of merges. So if you ever would like to know about the branches that we have merged or the branches that we haven't merged, there is a beautiful command. So for that, I will be saying git branch followed by merge. Okay, so it is going to list up all the branches that you have merged so far. If you remember, you have merged the main section, and if you remember, we have merged a branch called email fix, but that will not list up here because we have deleted that branch. Okay, similarly, if you would like to know about the branches that you haven't merged, okay, you will have to say no merge. Okay, side menu is the branch which we haven't merged at. Okay, so now what I am going to do is I am going to do a change in my about.html, and I will move, and then I will move to the side menu and I will be doing the same change in about.html, and finally I will try to merge those two branches. Okay, so for that, what I will be doing here in the master branch, I will be updating about.html file. Okay, so I am going to the insert mode where I am going to do some changes here. Okay, so we do C++, web technologies, Git is what we have added, and then I will say what I'll say machine learning, because I would like to tell that also. So I will just update it as a shift:\wq, done. Okay, so if I say git status, I could see the modified, and I will say git add dot done, and then I am going to commit it. Okay, I'll say updated about page, done. So I have done the commit in my master branch. Now what I will be doing, I will be moving back to side menu branch, and where I am going to do the changes in the about.html page in the same line itself. Okay, so what I will be doing, git checkout followed by side menu. Okay, done. I have moved to the side menu, and if I say ls, I could see in the about.html that change will not be there. Look at here. Okay, I have added that machine learning, right? That will not be here. Okay, because side menu will not be having the data which is there in the master branch. Okay, so now what I will be doing, I will go to the about.html and I will try to do some changes in the same line. Okay, that's called a merge conflict. Okay, so now I am going to the insert mode, and here I am going to add something. Okay, the same place Ramu has done some changes, and now just imagine that Deepak is doing this change in this branch. Okay, what I will be doing, Deepak would like to have photoshopping also. Okay, okay, photoshopping using Inkscape, that also I will be teaching in this YouTube tutorials. Okay, so I am going to say shift:\wq, done. Okay, so now if I say git status, it has been modified. I could go ahead and do the git add and then followed by a git commit followed by -m. I'll just say updated about page, done. Right, we have done a commit, and now Deepak has done changes in the side menu, and then Ramu has done the changes in the master branch, and both have done the changes in the same file, same number of line. Now if I try to merge these two changes, git git merge tool will get confused. Right, now if you remember, what I'll have to do, I'll have to check out to the master. Right, I'll be checking out to the master because that is the branch into which I would like to merge my side menu. So now if I say git merge followed by side menu, come on, we are going to get the merge conflict. Look at here, we have got it, conflict, and the merge conflict in the about.html, of course, because that is what we have done, right? And if you look at the down, automatic merge failed. Earlier what happened, since the first time merge has the direct ancestor, it has done the fast forward merge, and in the second time it has performed a recursive merge, but now the automatic merge has been failed. It's because we have the changes in the same file at the same number of line. For that, what we will need to do is to fix conflicts and then do a commit. Okay, for that we will need to do that. But if you would like to know about the problems that happened or the merge issues that were happened, you will need to say git status. Okay, now if you see, okay, unmerged path, right? So this is the file which was modified by both the persons. Look at here, both modified, so both have modified about.html, and in the top you see use git add to mark resolution. So I am going to open about.html now. Okay, now we will be seeing a weird thing inside that. Okay, look at here, what is this less than symbol center the greater than symbol with a red mark, right? Now, as I said earlier, Ramu has done the changes and Deepak has done the changes. Ramu has done the changes in the master branch, whereas Deepak has done the changes in the side menu branch. If you look at here on the top, the less than symbol which has a head. If you remember, head will always point to the current branch, right? Which is nothing but the master branch. Now in the master branch, we have machine learning. Look at there, right? Here we have machine learning, and in the down, right, side menu, right, in the side menu we have added the photoshopping. If you remember, Deepak has added the photoshopping, and both of the changes will be displayed here, and merge tool is going to ask you to provide only one change. Take either Ramu's change or take either Deepak's change, right? And the Ramu's change and the Deepak's change will be separated by something called is equal to. If you look at here, this is equal to line, right? Now what you will have to do is you will have to either provide the top one or the bottom one. Now I wanted to work on the photoshopping. I will try to remove the top one, okay, or anything that's of your choice. Okay, for that you will have to go to the insert mode, then you will have to remove something. Okay, for now let me remove this. Okay, so I'm going to remove this because at any time you should have a single change. Okay, so I'm going to remove this, and then I have to remove this also. Okay, done, both are removed. I am going to press escape followed by shift W Q. Done. Okay, now if I say git status, right, both have been modified. What I'll have to do, I'll have to say git add to make it as a resolution, right? I'll say git add followed by about.html. Done. Now if I say git status, look at here, what happened, all conflicts fixed, but you are still merging. Use git commit to conclude the merge. Fixes are done, but to conclude the merge you will have to do a git commit. I'll say git commit, enter. Look at here, it is going to open up the notepad plus plus, because we have configured notepad plus plus earlier. It is going to open that, where you can add the merge message. Okay, that's of your choice. If whatever you would like to add, you can just add it, and then press Ctrl S and finally close it. So when you close it, your merge is done, and in the right side you could see it is clean. You are in the master branch. Earlier you will be having master merging, right? Now you will be having master. Okay, now if you say git status, look at here, right, everything is done, everything is perfect, your working tree is clean. So this is how you will be resolving your conflicts. I hope you have enjoyed it, and please do comment out in case if you have found any kind of issues in the Git branching, because Git branching is the main core concept in the entire Git course. And going further, I'll be explaining what a Git alias is all about, and then what a remote branching, stashing, rebasing, and a tagging. Alias is nothing but shortening the commands. Say for example, whenever we used Git log, right, I have used Git log followed by one line, again followed by all, and then the graph, right? So instead of typing a long command, I could basically shorten that command. And then the remote branching. Remote branching is again another interesting concept, where we will push our local changes to the remote repository. And then finally I'll be talking about stashing, rebasing, and tagging. Thank you.